This weekend, we are getting one of the best banners of all time in Watcher of Realms, and that is not an exaggeration at all. I actually think this banner with Naza and Beelzebub has an argument to be the greatest normal banner we've ever seen. Now, when I say normal banner, I mean a special invocation of spirits or special divine summoning. These are your rare summoning banners, but not like an event summoning or a limited summoning. And then the special divine summoning, these are your legendary summoning banners where you use your gold divine summoning crystals. When it comes to those kind of banners, I honestly don't know if we've ever had a better banner. In terms of quality today in February 2026, I think definitively this is the best banner we've gotten to this point for the game's current environment, for the current challenges in the game. I do think some real OG banners, like the original run of the Silas and Virna banner, those probably have a strong argument too, just because of their value at that time in July, August 2023. But overall, for the banners we could get right now to help us in the game right now, this is pretty freaking good. It really is.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Before we really get into it, I do want to make one big point, and that is the following. If these were new characters, if these guys were brand new, this would be the most hyped banner in Watcher of Realms history. And I know people are talking about it, but people aren't talking too much about it, and I think it's because it's Naza's third time. It's at least Beelzebub's third time, if not the fourth time. But if they're new to you, I can't overstate how crazy this banner is. Or if you have them, but they're both very low awakenings, this is crazy. Like 2 top 5 non-lord units, it's just not something we see. Sometimes we'll see like a top 5 unit and a top 15 unit, or a top 10 unit and a top 20 unit, maybe 2 top 10 units once in a while. 2 top 5 units on the same banner is a special thing, and this is something you guys should be excited about. So just try to think of it that way. Like, last week was really exciting and cool because Valise is on the newer side and Rosalia was brand new. But if these guys were both brand new, it wouldn't even be close. Now, there is something to be said about the fact that they aren't new because a lot of people might already have them. But you need to evaluate it for yourself. So as I explain everything in this video, keep that in mind. You know your account. You know if you have Naza. You know if you have Beelzebub. And then you know if you have them, what awakenings they are. So let that all happen in your head and figure it out. But in a vacuum, this banner is completely and utterly phenomenal. And if they weren't slightly old news to some players, this banner would be as sexy as we've ever seen. So I have my tier list finally, I hope, coming out next week, slowly but surely. It's not going to be done in a week. It will probably take 2 or 3 weeks. But when I start my overhaul of the whole thing, you guys are going to see we will now have 5 legendary lords and 5 non-lords that achieve triple S. That's just an overall cool kind of gold star we give to the best units in the game. And then also, we already have that now, but we also will get the 5 non-lords and 5 lords after those 5, and they will get double S. And you'll see it will look like this wherever Ardia just went. It's going to look like that. But for now, until I update it, she remains triple S. But she will be losing that triple S. But Naza and Beelzebub will be getting it. If you want to see a breakdown of how all of the grades work, you can click here. Archer and I have created a really nice little infographic. It explains everything, overall grades versus content grades. You get a little overview. You see the triple S and double S breakdown. And I'll be honest, for sure, Beelzebub and Naza are going to be in my top 5 non-lord heroes in this entire game. So for that reason, I'm obviously going to make a lot of content this week covering them. I'm going to do a pulls party on Friday. That party will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Central European. You can find the sign up link in the description in the top pinned comment. I really hope you do sign up. It's going to be a tight, fast pulls party because I got somewhere to be 2 hours after it starts. I hope to see you there. But because I'm going to put out a bunch of content on these guys, because we have a big pulls party, because this banner is so obviously insanely good, I don't think this needs to be a very long video. TLDR, or TLDW, Too Long Don't Watch, these 2 units represent 2 of the most versatile characters in the entire game. Naza, honestly, is the most versatile DPS in the whole game, full stop. And I actually don't think that is something that can be argued in any respect. Whether you think he's the best overall or not, we can have a discussion. I would rate him second after Valara. Depending on how you value content, some people might rate a Sun Wukong or a Kagiri or an Ingrid right there with him. I'd rate him second in terms of overall DPS after Valara, but in terms of versatility, no one comes close, and I really, really, really don't think it is subjective. I think it is objective. He is absolutely top tier for AoE. He is very good for single target. He can do both of those, though. He functions as two different things, basically. He can hit ground units. He is very good against anti-air. He has execute. He has one of the most, varied kits that's capable of basically anything in this game. That doesn't mean he's necessarily the best in slot for all content, but he is the best in slot for several key pieces of content, and in tons and tons of other content, he is very high tier. He is just a completely incredible DPS, and I will say he has very good awakenings. So if you don't know, one of the silliest things about my account is this is the third time they're running Naza's banner. From the first time they ran it, it was one of my luckiest banners ever. I pulled him 4 times. So I got the base copy and 3 additional copies. And I've been waiting and delaying and procrastinating on awakening him because I want to make a big video. I'm finally going to make that video this week, and you guys will get to see a comparison with these awakenings. But I'll just tell you right now, even if you already have him, you might want to consider going for the A1 or the A3. They are very strong awakenings. So the A1, his universe ring, when there are multiple targets and he's dealing AoE damage, he's using it all the time. It can inflict slow, and it is a very strong, the strongest we see, minus 75% movement speed, 3-second duration slow. That is very powerful. He picks up 300 more attack at the A2, but then the A3, during the ultimate, every 4 attacks by the hero is going to deal an extra 200% true damage to up to 8 enemies within the ultimate range. It's going to inflict them with a mark that lasts for 10 seconds. While the mark is active, all direct damage Naza deals to those marked enemies is going to deal an extra 10% true damage. It's a huge amount of damage, right? 200% true damage every 4 hits. And by the way, when he's ulting and his passive's kicking in, his attack interval plummets, so he's very, very fast. This is getting triggered all the time. It's ignoring all the defense, all the magic resistance. Nothing really matters. It's very strong, and it's just additive, extra bonus on top of all the other good DPS in this kit. I guess I'll keep going while I'm here. 8% penetration, very standard, pretty cool. And then the A5, the Lotus Rebirth. This doesn't help with DPS. It does just help keep him alive. That is nice, but you don't need it. Yes, when you have that revival period, this is an 8-second duration, and then he revives himself. He is going to put out some knockback, he's going to put out some slow, and he's going to put out some damage in the form of burning, but effectively this is not DPS. So if you get him to A3, he's very, very close to full potential. But I will say a couple things. He is already completely and utterly phenomenal at A0. That's why I've put this off for so long. He's just already that good. But he is a top tier hero in this game. So even if you have him and you don't have him A3, you will want to think of picking up extra copies. I think if you have him A3, you don't need the extra copies. And obviously, if you don't have him, this banner is just super, super, super good. For Beelzebub, he is just a completely god tier support. The range that he has when you actually build him out, when he's promoted, this 3x5 range is completely incredible. The slows are constant. He adds the magic vulnerability. He's got the inspiration, which is just fantastic and really unique considering his range. He synergizes perfectly with the cultists because he can reduce the attack interval of allied summons. Basically, he speeds them up, and he makes all the cultists go even crazier on top of the inspiration. He brings it all. There's so much in his kit. He even can give healing, and he can give AoE damage reduction wherever that's hiding out. Here you go, during the ultimate, 2 fellow cultists. His kit is incredible. It is incredible. He is absolutely meta and top tier in multiple pieces of content. Gear Aid 1, Gear Dungeon 1, Matrix. I'm sure I'm forgetting more stuff, but those are 3 of the most important pieces of PvE content in the game. He is completely excellent. He also is very good in PvP, specifically in GVG. Not so much of an arena guy, though you can use him there, absolutely, especially when you're progressing. Not really at the highest levels, though. Diao-Chan obviously will dominate there, but as you're progressing, very viable. But specifically in GVG, he's very good on defense. You see him a lot. He is viable up through the high levels with the constant slows, with the heals to cultists, with the AoE damage reductions. Obviously, he synergizes great in the cultist team, and just that crazy range. It's really annoying to deal with. It's very, very pesky. But that's just defense. On offense, he's one of the highest BP units in the entire game. So he's great for affiliating your demon soldiers, and he also has very good awakenings. So you want to pick up these awakenings both to get his BP higher and because they're very good. The magic vulnerability he normally gives is 10%. It is doubled at A1, and it becomes 20%. Plus 300 attack is very relevant because he's an inspiration unit. So the more attack he has, the more attack he can share with his allies in range when he's ulting. The A3, though, this is the juiciest one. All of his basic attacks are going to restore 2% rage. This allows him to ult cycle very, very fast. This is very, very powerful in a lot of content. It makes Gear Aid 1 up through stage 24 a lot easier. Obviously, Gear Dungeon 1, the faster you can rage cycle with him, the better, especially 11, 12, and 13, where they keep knocking back your rage. It's very, very good. His cost is reduced by 2 at A4. This isn't essential, but it is nice. He already has a very cheap cost of 10. This brings it down to 8. And then finally, the A5, this one I don't find to be the most important thing in the world. If the target receives 2 instances of Plague of Ruin within 3 seconds, they will. They're going to take an additional instance of true damage equal to 100% of his attack. This is not that good at all, right? This is great for BP, getting him to A5. That's a nice BP jump. But 100% of his attack every couple seconds, you're just going to be talking like, I don't know, even with a good build, maybe 16,000 damage, you know? Doesn't matter. So the A3, just like Naza, this is the one you want to target. But just like Naza, he's already fantastic at A0. So how do you approach this banner? Frankly, if you do not have these guys, this is as sexy a banner as you've ever seen when it comes to normal summoning. Outside of some of the crazy special ancient summoning banners, this is the banner for you. So if you're missing even one, I would definitely go for it. If you're missing both, it is a must. If you have both these guys A3, I do think you could skip it. I'm thinking about skipping it. I'm kind of on the fence. If I do go on this banner, I'm just going to go till I hit the banner unit. Once the progressive kicks in, and then I'm sure I'll stop. But yeah, I don't have A3 Beelzebub yet. So I have A3 and A2. So I'm going to do that. Worst case, I come out with an A4 Naza. I'll be happy. Best case, we get A3 on both. If you do have A3 on both, though, I really think you could justify skipping it. I think everyone else probably should go in on it. If you have both and one is already A5 and you don't want to risk that and you can just pick up the dupes when you're ready, I'd say that's also fine. We do know Guan Yu is very likely the next limited. He looks extremely strong, and that should be fairly soon, though we don't know for sure. So I'd say like 98% of people should go for this banner. I think it's completely crazy. And I know I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but just to bring it home now, if both these guys were new, this would be the most hyped banner in Wancho Realms history. I know it's less sexy because they're not new, but if you don't have them, you can pretend they're new and get insanely hyped because this banner is completely OP. So I know maybe because they're old, right? They've lost their sheen. They've lost their luster a little bit. I think Beelzebub is just over a year old and Naza is like just over half a year old. But yeah, I mean, this banner's completely goated. So there you go, guys. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to sign up for the polls party. You'll find the link for that in the description in the top pinned comment. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.